If you're with me and you can hear me, give me a comment. Let me know that you can hear me, and also share where you're calling from, where you're listening from. I always get that wrong. Okay, it looks good from my end. So sound looks good from here as far as I can tell. So I'm going to get going. Hello, my Life with Crypto brothers and sisters. Welcome to another Money Monday crypto training. Today's topic is on navigating the world of crypto exchanges and sharing my insights on Uphold and Coinbase. I have a lot to cover, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. First off, types of crypto exchanges. Let's first talk about the different types of crypto exchanges out there that you have to choose from. Remember, a crypto exchange is where you buy and sell cryptocurrencies, and there are several types. Now, I want to keep this simple. So in my mind, there's only three types. There's peer-to-peer exchange, where you can directly swap or exchange cryptos with another person, but you use a platform to do that. You can still use your bank account, you can still use a debit card, but there is no middleman. They use escrow in place of a bank or something. It's decentralized escrow, I want to say. So that's the first one. The next one is a centralized crypto exchange, and we call those CEXs. And those are managed by a third party for easy access. You can quickly link your bank account or a debit card to buy crypto, but you might face additional fees and many other limitations. The third one is a decentralized crypto exchange, and we call those DEXs. And those are open source generally and rely on peer-to-peer trading via smart contracts. They require a little bit more technical knowledge, but definitely offer more control. So let's talk a little bit about how, hey, Mark, thanks for joining me from Florida. I'm going to be in your neck of the woods in just a few weeks. I'm going to ETH Miami at the end of October. So I'm going to go check out what the latest and greatest stuff is going on in the DeFi world, in the Ethereum world. So I look forward to being there. So anyway, let's get back to how centralized exchanges work. A centralized exchange matches buyers and sellers in the background. And to get you started, you need to register, complete the KYC process, also known as Know Your Customer, and authenticate your account. After that, you can transfer funds onto the platform and start trading. It's a very simplified notion of how a centralized exchange works. So here's another simplified notion of how a decentralized exchange works. To use a decentralized exchange, all you need is a Web3 wallet like MetaMask to connect to a trading application. Once you have crypto assets inside your Web3 wallet, you got to make sure you select the correct blockchain network and the asset that you want to exchange. And there's no KYC, there's no middleman. So if you make a mistake, it's all on you. So I just say, be careful, make sure you know what you're doing when you go to use a DEX. And of course, that's what I use mostly, but I've been doing this for a few years. So I highly recommend DEXs because it puts the power back in your hands, but you got to make sure you learn the basics before diving into it. So what do you need to know to choose a crypto exchange? Choosing the best crypto exchange is crucial, and here are some factors to consider. Deposit and withdrawal limits. There are definite with centralized exchanges. This is mostly these next few things are going to mostly relate to a centralized exchange. There are definite limits on how much you can withdraw and probably not as much limits on how much you can deposit. There probably are, but I know for a fact that there are withdrawal limits. Trading fees and variable spreads. Trading fees vary quite a bit from exchange to exchange. Payment methods, some will have more, some will have less. Regional restrictions and regulations, and that's becoming more of a problem, which is unfortunate, but it is. Reputation. If you can't find any information on social media or anywhere else about a certain exchange that you're looking at, there's a possibility that it's a scam or it's just not big enough to be worth your while. And then there's also verification requirements, the KYC, know your customer kind of stuff. Finding an exchange that suits your needs, risk tolerance, and security expectations is an essential first step to trading. So I know that some people like to use Uphold. So I wanted to talk about Uphold a little bit today. What could be improved? So now let's talk about Uphold. While it offers some unique features, there are some concerns to be aware of. One of them is security. Some users have reported stolen funds despite having used their two-factor authentication. Security is crucial, and these reports are concerning. Variable spread. Uphold doesn't charge trading commissions, but uses a variable spread that can be very high compared to other platforms. And a lackluster mobile app. Uphold's mobile app have received mixed reviews with complaints about outages and poor customer service. So those are some things to consider if you're thinking about using Uphold. I personally have chosen not to use it. I have tried it, and I've tried almost all the platforms out there, including Robinhood. And I could talk about Robinhood another time, but I don't care for many of the centralized exchanges, especially if they don't have good customer service. That's the number one reason I would use any centralized exchange, is to have immediate or fantastic customer service. So now let's talk about another platform, Coinbase Advanced Trading. Now, all right, I'm going to read my script so I don't go off too far, but now let's dive into Coinbase Advanced Trade. This is their next iteration of Coinbase Pro. If you don't know what Coinbase Pro is, that's okay. But I like the Coinbase Advanced Trade even better than the Coinbase Pro, which I used quite a bit in the last numerous years. Keep in mind that Coinbase Advanced Trade differs from Coinbase Simple Trade. So when you go log into Coinbase, their interface is what we call the simple Coinbase interface. It's very good for newbies. It's very intuitive. It's fairly easy to get around. But the problem with Coinbase Simple Trade is it's the most expensive. And the reason it's expensive is because, they've taken all the decision making away from you. They've taken all that out, and they just say, you can do this, you can do that, and here's the prices. And they have very set prices based on how much you spend. So here are some key features I want to talk about, though, for the crypto advanced trade, which I really like. And I think it's worth everybody learning how to use if you're going to do any significant amount of trading. And I also still highly recommend Coinbase as one of the best centralized exchanges to use to onboard fiat money, onboard your fiat currency, to get it into a stable coin or something else, or to just buy crypto. Coinbase, I really feel like is a good exchange. They're really fighting for us when it comes to fighting with the government, fighting with Congress. So, and they do other many good things for us. So let's talk about these features that I like about advanced trade. Number one is their fees are significantly lower than the simple trade, as much as 50%. And as far as they could even be higher, but I know they're 50% lower, because when I want to buy and sell, I go use advanced trade so that I can avoid the high fees, unless I'm in a real hurry, and then I'll use simple trade. They use what's called a maker-taker model, and the percentages are 0.4% on the maker and 0.6% on the taker. I'm not going to go into details about what that means. Just know that their fees are much lower than on the simple trade side. Now, another cool thing is you can earn up to 7% APY on assets that you hold. Namely, the two main assets are USDC and ETH. So if you have a balance in your Coinbase Advanced Trade account, you can earn up to 7% for it to just sit there. It's like a savings account. It's better than any savings account I know of in any bank. You can also use interactive charts using TradingView. They have a lot of these platforms use TradingView, and it's really nice to have interactive charts built right into the platform, so you don't have to go back and forth between TradingView and where you want to actually place your trade. And another nice thing about advanced trade is you get more order types. You get the market, you get limit, and you get stop limit. There's a couple of others too that I didn't list because I feel like these are the main ones that people would use. So that's it for today's training. I hope you learned something about what you need to know when choosing an exchange. And hopefully you've got a little bit more insight about Uphold, and maybe you'll consider using Coinbase's advanced trade. If you'd like to know more about either of these topics, please let me know in the comments, and I'll definitely put together a training for us. So that's all I have for today, y'all. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye for now.